Alicia Crook here. Really excited to take you on this journey of this case study with Gian. Now, Gian is an amazing rolfer from Canada who shares his story of where he was capped at his numbers, he was burnt out essentially, and he just did not know what to do in his business. He didn't know how to grow it. He didn't feel like he wasn't really inspired to grow. And what we're going to share, what you're going to hear here is his journey from, being stuck, not knowing what to do, moving right through to now knowing what action to take each week in his business. He's really clear on the steps that he needs, and he's also doing amazing things because he's actually growing his client numbers while he's taking inspired action. Listen right through to the end because he's got an amazing story to share with you. It only goes for about 20 minutes. Set the time aside, really listen in, and I look forward to seeing you at the end of the video.
If I talk where I came from, but I'll just say I've seen 15 clients a week, and it wasn't really getting any busier. We'll talk about how I felt. I mean, I felt a little bit desperate, and I tried to hide it, which is hard. So now I'm averaging close to 20. So this week is 20, next week is 20. And like I said, for me, that's getting up there, but I also, I'm really grateful because I know 3 months ago, I would still be where I was 3 months ago. I would wishfully think it would be different, but I don't believe it because I didn't know anything different. But now I do. And so, with the program, I definitely, I got a lot more confidence in my work as well.
Hey, Gian, how you doing?
Hey, good. It's a little cold over here, but thanks, Alicia.
That's great. What's the temperature out there over in Canada right now?
Right now it's warmed up to minus 22.
Oh, that's
So,
wow. Heat wave.
well,
That's
it warmed up
amazing.
from minus 36. So
Oh,
yeah,
Lord. Hey, look, really excited to be able to chat to you today about your journey and story. We've been working together over the last few months, and so I'd love it if you could just introduce to the people listening what kind of modalities do you practice, a little bit of who do you help. We'll kind of start with that, and then we'll work through your story.
Okay. My business is called Next Step Relief, and I work mainly with people who want to correct their posture and who are in a lot of chronic pain. I work with people who are in that. That's a big part of my business as well, and then also people who want to increase their performance, so athletes and so on. The modalities that I use, I'm a Rolfer, so I took a lot of the Rolf training, and I know a lot of people don't know much about that, but they can look it up. Basically a way to work with the body and the structure in a way that we get some permanent change. And the Egoscue therapy is a postural corrective exercise therapy that's very gentle. So anybody who's from 5 years old to 95 years old could do a lot of these exercises to help with their posture and their pain and to line up the joints. So I use those two together or I use them separately. It really depends on what the client wants and then also what I think is going to be helpful. But at the end of the day, if they want Rolfing, then that's what we do. If they want Egoscue, that's what we do. If they want both, then I think that's the best combination. But yeah, but the biggest thing I do, I love connecting with people, and so if I can develop that relationship with people and empower them and get them to see that this is possible, that they can change, that they can feel better and increase a lot of that change. That's the best part of my job.
Yeah, that's such a beautiful way of framing what you do so beautifully. How long have you been practicing?
I've been doing this since 2006,
Yep.
so about almost 12 years now. And I took massage therapy training and Rolf training. And anyway, like most people who do this kind of work, you take all this training for years, right? So it's been since then.
Fantastic. Okay, so talk to us a bit about where were you at when you and I first started having some chats? Talk to me about where were you at in the business? How many clients were you seeing?
Yeah.
And where were you at when we very first started having that conversation, because it's vastly different to where you're at now. But I think it's really good to get a handle on where you were, because I know that your story is going to resonate with so many people.
Yeah. Well, where I was when I was talking to you, I was searching out something to find some kind of coaching, something that would help me, because I knew I needed help. And so I was seeing about anywhere from 15 clients a week, for me, which is, uh, if I talk where I came from, but I'll just say I was seeing 15 clients a week, and it wasn't really getting any busier. We'll talk about how I felt. I mean, I felt a little bit desperate, and I tried to hide it, which is hard, but I'm a good actor, so I could do it. And I was scared. I was a little bit scared because I was looking at, well, am I going to do something else with my life? Am I going to sell insurance? Am I going to do this or that? And also, I was burnt out because before I was booked, fully booked for quite a few years.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for your honesty. I think often we forget about the humanness of business, and it can feel like when you're stuck and numbers are at the same, they're capped for a long time, or if they're capped and they're sort of slowly starting to teeter down, then it can be sort of like, well, what do I do? I just assume that one day it's going to get better. Well, what if that one day never comes and we do start looking at other options? So let's talk to us about what was it about us that made you go, right, this is the right people for me? What was your criteria around that? What did you notice about us that you were like, but these are the people that I want to work with?
Well, yeah, like I was saying, I used to be fully booked. I was seeing 25 to 30 clients a week for almost 4 years, and I was burnt out. And I know what being burnt out feels like, and I know I had one of the best years working was 2017 in terms of the amount of money I made. But I felt horrible, meaning inside I'm losing sleep. I don't want to do what I'm doing. I'm pushing people away. I'm pushing work away. And it just kept coming. But then that changed drastically because I moved. And then so what I was looking for, I was looking for answers, and I was also looking for a structured program. And I was like, what is this? Because I looked online, and there was a few people who do coaching or massage therapy, but I didn't see anything like your program. I just saw they would do this coaching, but there was no set, week. This is week 1, week 2, week 3, and so that really drew my attention. And then I talked to my wife, and my wife, she's like, oh yeah, this looks really good. You should do it. And I'm like, well, I haven't even talked to them yet. And she's like, oh yeah, you should do it. Anyway, and my wife's got a good radar with that kind of stuff, and I trust her judgment. And so I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna reach out a little bit, and I'm gonna connect. And that was kind of a big part of it. That's how I started. And I joined the Facebook massage therapy group. Anyway, so that was kind of the beginning.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's good to know what it was you were looking for. You're looking for structured guidance. I mean, a lot of coaches will do one-on-one, and we don't have that model for the purpose of being able to give more value to more people. But also, one of the beauties of having, like you said, like having the structure is that there's more in it. You actually get to unpack more across the 6 weeks than you would if we were just doing one-on-one sessions, once a week, talking for an hour over the phone. And yes, we'd get through things, but we wouldn't get through as many things and not go as in depth as we can through the program. So talk to us, what has been the result? Where are you at in the business now? And then we'll find out what you actually did. So how many clients a week are you seeing? How are you feeling after doing the program? Talk us through what that's been like.
So now I'm averaging close to 20. So this week is 20, next week is 20. And like I said, for me, that's getting up there. But I also, I'm really grateful, because I know that 3 months ago, I would still be where I was 3 months ago. I would wishfully think it would be different, but I don't believe it, because I didn't know anything different. But now I do. And so, yeah, with the program, I definitely uh, I got a lot more confidence in my work as well. And I think, the website's a really big thing. And so that's something I'm working on changing and rebranding a little bit. But all this, I wouldn't be doing any of this, and I'd just be sitting here in the same place I was before. And I got some hope, because I didn't really have that before either. I wish, like I said, I would think, oh yeah, I'll do it, I'll do this, but no. So yeah, that the hope is a big part, and that and the confidence are really helping to push me forward, and also the constant help. I mean, I've messaged James and I've messaged you, and I've talked to, and you guys are there. You still answer now, even though I'm not in the program. So that also is unheard of. I've taken lots of courses, and that's something that I've never seen, and I really appreciate that part, and I think that, yeah, it just holds a lot of really solid credibility that you really want to help. It's obviously you're gonna take some money, but that's understandable. But that's not the end, right? So
Yeah,
yeah,
nice.
I think
Yeah,
that's awesome.
fantastic. Thank you for that feedback. I mean, that's really great that you're being able to utilize it. Not everyone does reach out and ask for help, and I think sometimes that's sometimes it's good to know it's there, and you're like, yep, good, I've got it. And sometimes it's good to know, hey, you're there. Can you answer something? Of course we can. That's all we do. So what have you done? You've gone from getting into a business to a place we're seeing 15 clients a week. So you've been consistent, and that's great.
Yeah,
But then it plateaued along with a bunch of other stuff going on.
yeah.
Since we've been working together, what are some of the things that you've put in place what are some of your actual action steps that you've done over the last sort of 3 months in the business?
Well, I'm building a website, which before I had somebody else doing it, and wow, I couldn't believe what I learned in the website building part of it all. I also changed my website years ago, and I actually made it worse, which I learned in your program. I'm like, oh wow, like this is horrible, and I did it. I did it. And I don't know anything about marketing and advertising, but I ruined my website, and it wasn't even that good before, and I made it way worse. And for like 3 years it's been like that. Anyway, so now it's getting changed, and I'm happy about that. But yeah, so that changed. I've done a couple of Facebook ads, which was something I wouldn't even touch before, and I learned how to do that as well, which was awesome. And then I did an Ad Express campaign as well, and I don't know, that is, I got a few calls from that. I got one guy who came in, so I was, and it was just testing the water. But I also, my website, like I said, it's not very good right now. So I know once I get the new one that it's gonna, anyway. So those are some changes. The way I think about my work has changed too, because I know that I'm not in despair about, oh, what do I do? What can I do? I know I have all these tools I can use, and so, like I said, I've been slowly using a lot of that, and I reached out to clients uh, via email, like old clients, and just said, hey, how's it going? Because there's some people I really miss. I'm like, I loved working with that person. I'm like, I'm going to see how they're doing. And I contacted about 80 people, and just personally, it took time, but I got about 25% of those people coming in for sessions, and some of them multiple sessions, and I would have never have done that ever. I've never done that ever. So
Yeah.
that to me is a big change, and just to
Yeah.
see that, hey, you know what, I'm learning a little bit about business too. It's awesome.
Yeah. And business is always a reflection of us. And I love that you've picked up on that you're thinking about not just the way you treat, but also around your business in an entirely different way. And it's why we start in the first week is around mindset. And it's funny because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't need mindset stuff. I've done a lot of, and it's like, yeah, well, if your business isn't in the place that you're at, regardless of how much mindset stuff you've done in the past, let us teach it to you on this level from the perspective of, as a therapist, working in business and in the context of that. And I remember in the first week, you just got it. You were like, and it was like feeding a starving child, just give me more, give me more, give me more. And it was like, I get so excited when that happens, because I know when people get it in week one, and we're not actually doing anything yet, we're still just learning about us. when people get that kind of, and they take it deep, I'm like, this, I'll bring on the next 5 weeks, because I know that the action that you're going to take, it's not just action for action's sake, it's inspired action. And I think that's to me is what you're describing, is that you're actually inspired to take the action in your business, because it's like, hey, you know what, I can do this. I've got that inner fire back again and the confidence to actually make those connections, which is exactly what we do, because you want people, because you are such a caring therapist, you want people to get what you do before they even come in. And you want them to know that you're not just one of those guys that's going to smash, you know, with elbows and come on, it'll be right, no pain, no gain. That's not how you operate. So if you want a crash and bash therapist, rock on, go find them up the road. You probably wouldn't say rock on, but I would say rock on. Go see them up the road and come and see me.
We say that here.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Come in and see me, because I'm going to help you connect. I'm going to connect with you so that you can learn to connect with your body and start to function and move in the way you were designed to. And you don't actually say that in your marketing, although you may have some language around that. But the idea is that what you're doing is attracting clients who get what you do before they even come in. And that makes it all flow so much better. So when you're doing your marketing campaigns, it's not, oh crap, I need clients this week or I can't eat. It's, I wonder how I could connect in a way that these guys actually get it. And that's what I find so exciting by listening to your story and knowing that that is the way that you've been actually able to outwork your journey so far.
No, it's been awesome.
It's really cool. So for anyone who's maybe listening to this and would be thinking about, you know, should I do it? What do I, you know, whether they should come on board and work with us, what would your recommendation be?
I would say do it. If somebody's really thinking that they need some more help, this is definitely the place to get it. I mean, I was telling, and I do have friends, but I talk to my wife a lot because, you know, she's my wife. She's always there. And I said, you know what? I'm so impressed with this program, with the amount of work that you two and your crew, you and James and your crew put into it, because I'm just blown away, because I've never taken a course where, you know, there's so much constant connection and then also accountability, and it was so helpful. And I mean, anybody who's burnt out, or if they are thinking that, oh, you know what, my business is not doing so well, what am I going to do? Well, I know some guys, they spend a ton of money on advertising to get nothing, right? I mean, in this course, you're going to learn so much about yourself, and then also how to change a ton of your business and the niche market. That was, I forgot about that. That was my favorite part. I love that, because like, oh, I can hone my whole business into work with people that I like to work with. I mean, I love that part. So that's really something I think a lot of people may not get, but I think that anyway, with a course like this, you can do that. You can learn a lot about that and learn how to have your niche market. And I think that would obviously bring people a lot of joy as well in their work, which helps me come to work and wake up. It's like, woohoo, I get to go to work.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't care that it's Monday. Yay, it's Monday. I get to treat people, look after them again. This is wonderful. Yeah, that's really, really awesome. Is there anything else that you want to share? Any other reflections that you wanted to share that we haven't covered so far?
I guess I've always wanted to go to Australia, you know, and I'm really glad that I did get to go in a non-physical way. That was nice. And sometimes I was warm, even though I was cold. And I guess really, I'm just really excited and looking forward to the next year, the next couple of years, because I know that in the next few months, I'm going to continue to get busier and busier and busier. And the difference is when I am fully booked, I'm not going to be burnt out. And that's going to be something that I'm going to work at, because it's not I can just say it, but I'm going to work at it. And I know how, and I know it's important. So that, and my wife's going to help me.
Yeah, no.
She's going to hold me accountable. It's like,
you need to look after yourself and actually go to the gym and, you know, take time out for you. That's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It has been an absolute pleasure working with you throughout the program and also again to connect today. Thank you so much for your time. Obviously, you're a very busy man now, and it's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
wonderful that you've been able to stop and really connect in here, because I know that your story is going to resonate with other people that are listening, that are sitting there going, I feel like I'm nearly burnt out, and I'm not confident about this business stuff. I know my stuff in the treatment room. And when you put all the right pieces together and you dig in, then you can take that action and inspired action to be able to get the goals that you want in your business and connect with the people who do. I think of it as making your heart sing, you know, when you get excited to go to work again, because you know that you've got the steps in place, even if you're not there yet. You know, you've just got to do these things, and you're just waiting for time to catch up. So yeah, it's been amazing to chat with you today. Thank you so much.